What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from last night's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the trial of Roman Reigns announced. Roman Reigns was furious after a fan stepped over the line. A huge match planned for SummerSlam. Why WWE delayed Brock Lesnar's return. Ronda Rousey unhappy in WWE. LA Knight is called off for being a ripoff, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. As always, we'll recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a strong presentation of Mr. Money in the Bank. When LA Knight failed to win the Money in the Bank briefcase last Saturday, fans hoped that Triple H had a clear vision for Damian Priest's reign, and thankfully that looks to be the case judging by last night's Raw. Priest was featured heavily throughout the show and even secured a huge win over Shinsuke Nakamura. Priest also featured in a chaotic final segment as he was looking to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but problems within the Judgment Day faction led to Priest being unable to officially declare his cash-in. Don't you just love it when wrestlers tease? Number 2, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler's feud takes off. Now it looks like Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler will collide at SummerSlam, and last night they had an excellent segment together. Baszler cut arguably the best promo of her career, and in the promo she explained in detail as to why she turned on Rousey. Whilst Baszler was getting cheers, it looked like WWE were trying to present Rousey as a sympathetic babyface, which unfortunately may backfire on them in the coming weeks. Number 3, Brock is back. Brock Lesnar returned during Raw's opening segment and he instantly set his sights on Cody Rhodes. Lesnar and Rhodes look set for their final encounter at SummerSlam, and it's being rumored that a stipulation will be attached to the anticipated matchup. And number 4, Drew McIntyre makes his presence felt. A former WWE champion, Drew McIntyre, is now a regular on Raw. Last night, McIntyre once again made his intentions clear that he wants Gunther's Intercontinental title. While some fans wanted to see McIntyre turn heel, he's still insanely over as a babyface, so it looks like WWE will be keeping him in that role for the foreseeable future. McIntyre vs Gunther should be an incredible matchup, and it's likely to go down next month at SummerSlam. But that was good. What about the bad? As number 1, Candice LeRae's booking. When Candice LeRae was in NXT, she was presented as one of the top stars, but since she was re-signed by Triple H and brought up to the main roster, her run has been incredibly disappointing. Last night was another case of Triple H not knowing how to book LeRae, as LeRae and Indy Hartwell were defeated in a tag team turmoil matchup. LeRae is one of the strongest in-ring workers in the women's division, but it looks like WWE Creative have no plans to feature her in a meaningful role. Number 2, Rhea Ripley's reign. And one of the criticisms directed at Rhea Ripley's women's title reign is that she has felt like a manager as opposed to a champion. Last night on Raw, Ripley retained her title against Natalya, and whilst the match was fine, it was hard to invest in a title match if the outcome was a foregone conclusion. Ripley is struggling to find a worthy opponent, and it looks like WWE may be teasing Ripley working with the women's tag team champions next, so it's possible that Ripley either faces Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez at SummerSlam. Now, there was nothing downright ugly on this show, as last night's Raw was a decent show which placed WWE on the right road heading into the biggest event of the summer. What do you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at the trial of Roman Reigns announced. Our top story today takes a look at a recent announcement from WWE relating to a huge segment set for this week's SmackDown. The Usos took to Twitter yesterday to confirm that this week's edition of the Blue brand, emanating from Madison Square Garden, will feature the Tribal Court, the trial of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. This Friday night at Madison Square Garden, live on SmackDown, we're putting the Tribal Chief on trial. After all this time, it's Tribal Court, the trial of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, hashtag the real ones. Our fans are now eagerly anticipating the segment, and with Reigns being advertised for the show, fans can no doubt expect another classic segment in this legendary storyline. Reigns is being rumoured to face Jey Uso at SummerSlam next month, and it's likely that this match will be set up in the Tribal Court segment. Next up, Roman Reigns furious after a fan stepped over the line. Roman Reigns was pinned for the first time since 2019 at the Money in the Bank event, and as he was on his way to the back, one fan decided to attempt to grab Reigns' arm. Reigns looked livid, and although Reigns was clearly in character, fans should never attempt to grab the wrestlers in any way without their consent. As the tweet read, fans just can't keep their hands off Roman Reigns. I get that it's tempting to touch him, but boundaries exist for a reason. Absolutely, heel character or not. Next up, a WWE Star Re-Named. A WWE have decided to amend Dominic Mysterio's in-ring name. Last night on Raw, Mysterio was referred to as Dirty Dominic Mysterio in his match card graphic. This is a rather humorous name change and it adds to Mysterio's character, so there can't be too many complaints. Now Mysterio has had a standout 2023. He's wrestled his own father at WrestleMania 39 and in the past couple of days he's wrestled both Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Next up, WWE stable adding new members. The reintroduction of the LWO using modern day WWE stars has been a great addition to SmackDown, and the group is very popular with fans, so much so that LWO t-shirts are often a hot merchandise seller for WWE. One of the members of the faction, Santos Escobar, is now hinting that WWE could potentially add new members to the LWO. During a recent interview with Sportskeeda, this is what the former Cruiserweight champion had to say. You see, that's the thing, the LWO keeps bringing the surprises. I'll bring it back to Puerto Rico Backlash. Bad Bunny, he's huge. He's just a token of what the LWO means nowadays. We had Bad Bunny, we had Carlito, we had Savio Vega, we had everyone else. So to your question, can someone else join? Absolutely yes. Who? Well, stay tuned. Who should join the LWO? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, an exciting match planned for SummerSlam. As expected, it looks like Logan Paul will be working SummerSlam next month, and based off last night's Raw, it looks like Logan will be facing Ricochet. In a backstage promo, Ricochet would declare, "Look, a lot of people thought that Logan Paul didn't belong in the match in the first place, but take it from me, look at the Royal Rumble, look at Money in the Bank. The kid can hang, and I respect that. But what I don't respect is that he gets in my face after the match. That made things personal, when the fact of the matter is, it simply wasn't Logan's night. So Logan, I'd like to issue a challenge, but I'm not going to do it on social media like some keyboard warrior. No, we do it big here. So how about next week on Monday Night Raw, you meet me in the center of the ring, face to face." The WWE have now confirmed that Logan and Ricochet will indeed face off in a verbal confrontation on next week's Raw, so this will likely be where the match is made official. Are you guys excited to see Logan vs Ricochet at SummerSlam? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, why WWE delayed Brock Lesnar's return. Even though Brock Lesnar returned on Raw last night, there were reports that Lesnar was going to appear at Money in the Bank in London. According to WRKD Wrestling, these plans changed when Drew McIntyre and John Cena were set for the show, and WWE didn't want to diminish Lesnar's return. Plans had changed before Money in the Bank, with McIntyre and Cena returning. Thought process was that Brock's return would be diminished after multiple other surprises in the evening. Next up, Ronda Rousey unhappy in WWE. A former women's champion, Ronda Rousey, is prone to calling out WWE, and her latest Instagram post is no exception. Rousey took to social media to complain that time was continuously cut from a match at Money in the Bank on Saturday. When your time gets cut 3 times, but you still put on a banger, #chicken salad. It's been reported that Rousey could be leaving WWE sooner rather than later, and it looks like the program with Shayna Baszler may be her final feud in the company. Next up, LA Knight called out. WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash has made a very controversial take on LA Knight. Nash implied that he wasn't a fan of LA Knight and even went so far as to saying that LA was a rip-off version of The Rock. Am I the only one who sees like an absolute rip-off of The Rock to the point when he cut the promo on Logan or whatever his name is? The only thing he didn't do is turn him sideways. Jesus Christ, does everybody have amnesia? There's nothing original. What do you guys think of Kevin Nash's take on LA Knight? And finally, Teddy Long says Goldberg's final opponent should be Bret Hart. Yeah. Former SmackDown GM Teddy Long has made an unusual pitch for Goldberg's final match. Speaking on Sportskeeda, the Wrestling Time Machine with Bill Apter and Mac Davis, Long stated that he would like to see Goldberg face off against Bret Hart. You know, that person whose career ended at the hands of Goldberg. The person that I'd like to put him with is a person that really helped him along the way, but I don't know whether Bret wants to get back in the ring, Long said. For him and Bret to have that final thing, I think that would be it because Bret is the guy. He could hang with Bret. Bret will make him look like $1 million. I don't think Bret would be interested in such a match. He bashes Goldberg on a daily basis. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.